Ralph wants to himself. The bell tower. He was on this boat a couple years ago. We had a nice chat. He told me about the bell tower on the left side. Upstairs, they plays 500 of their favorite songs. Second story, a jacuzzi. Downstairs, an infinity pool. And on that walkway, and all the gold you see, 18-karat gold coin. This area right here is called Target Van. On the roof over there on the left side, up on top is a weather vane of a target. How about the house straight up in front of us? We actually call this house the Harry Potter house. Looks like it came out of a Harry Potter movie, doesn't it? Wayne actually bought that piece of property, called up the developers on Harry Potter's World in Orlando, asked them to come down and develop the property. Took them 2.5 years and $21 million. When it was done, he gave it away as a wedding gift to his niece, Molly. Wow, you folks don't seem impressed. I don't know about you guys, I got impressed. And my wife. Still got that crop rock. Makes a good stick. The house over here on the right side belonged to the Taco Bell family. Took a lot of chalupas to build that bad boy. They actually lived here for 6 months, decided it was too hot in Fort Lauderdale, and moved back to Tucson, Arizona. House is for sale. If you ever watched the movie Cape Fear with Nick Nolte, yeah, it was filmed in the house right here to the left. They painted that house white, filled in the pool, took out the palm trees, put in pine trees. The reason it was filmed here is Nick Nolte was under false arrest in Lauderdale, unable to leave the city limits. Built right here. Well, here comes one of my landmarks coming out towards us. I'll tell you about the boat coming towards us right now. Black and white, not the little one, the bigger one, black and white Broward yacht. Beautiful ship. On the side of it, the name is the bottom line. It used to be called the Evil Eye. It belonged to Evil Khalid. Wow. Original daredevil. Actually, on the count of 3, when they get next to us, we're going to say hello to the people on that boat. All right? Anyway, the legend goes Evil Knievel was out at a card game one night. He bet that yacht and lost it in the card game. Wow. What's going on? Okay, you guys ready? 1, 2, 3. Hello! That African gentleman is actually the owner of a card hustler. Up on the right side, 3-story green condominiums. You're going to sit and wait a second till the boat comes around. Everybody gets a chance to see it. Guess what? You could buy an apartment on the river here and live in there for $20,000 in 1970. Now, sorry folks. 800 square feet, $500,000 now. On the right side, tucked into the corner, that's the old John Robert Power School of Modeling. In the day when the models would come out, take a break and get some sun on them on there, Jungle Queen would break down right. Left side, Bugsy Siegel's house. Bugsy Siegel, best known for bringing the mob and gambling to Las Vegas. That's an historic home right there as well. The next house next to it, Yellow House, belongs to our ex-mayor, Jim Noggle. Jim Noggle was actually the mayor of Fort Lauderdale for 6 consecutive terms, 12 years. Solely responsible for how successful this city is at this time. Fiscally, more set than it's ever been. Raised the height restrictions, are able to build all these new high-rises. Fort Lauderdale is a great spot to live. I voted for him. I live in the city limits, and he's done a fabulous, fabulous job. Coming up on the right side, going to see another attorney's yacht defense over there, parked right behind Riverside Hotel on the right side. Green building back in there. Riverside Hotel, built in 1936, one of the oldest hotels here on the river. Notable people that have stayed there. Sonny and Cher stayed there frequently before they bought a house on the Intercoastal. Nancy and Ronald Reagan stayed there so much that they ended up naming the presidential suite after Ronald Reagan. It's actually decorated in the same furniture that they used in the 1940s. you guys could stay in that room and enjoy that whole motif. On the flip side of that hotel, that is Solas Boulevard. Solas Boulevard is kind of like Art Rodeo Drive here in Fort Lauderdale. Art galleries, shopping, restaurants, you name it, you go and hang out over there. My bet is Captain Gary's laying low here. Another boat's heading out. This is one of the few spots before we get into the middle of the city limits that we can make a passing arrangement for a bigger boat to come down. While we're doing that, we're sitting on top of the tunnel. You can't see it because they put this tent up to the right, and I don't think you'll see it on the left. 45 feet below us is the Kinney Tunnel. That tunnel was built to protect the Stranahan House right here on the right side instead of putting up the bridge. Stranahan House, the oldest standing structure in the city limits of Fort Lauderdale, built in 1901, the white and green house there. Ivy Stranahan, first school teacher here in Fort Lauderdale. Frank, true entrepreneur. Had a trading post, ran the first ferry service out of that house. Also had a post office and bank right there. Okay, we're waiting on the bridge up ahead to unlock so it'll go up, we can make a pass. But if you look off to the right, you can actually see some of those cars coming in and out. Frank Stranahan actually was also a stockbroker. Ran that out of that house in there as well. Back in the day, if you were doing any type of business, the Indians would only come off this far if they were in Fort Lauderdale to do their trading. You didn't go any further west than this, or you could have been massacred or something like that.
These are just condoms too. They're not too different from like the. So are you only getting water taxi? I guess they actually put it in our algorithm, so it's like the water gets out there.
Plumber.
There you go.
I was ready for some chicken and shrimp.
Yeah, me too, my friend. Maybe next time or somewhere else.
I was telling my wife it's a good thing the bridge broke before we got on that other side.
That's it. I was just telling her that too. Yeah, we got stuff on that.
I wouldn't want to sleep on it.
Ladies and gentlemen,